one and only one. I have the pleasure of sitting here with John Zeratsky. He is one of the co-founders of Character, a venture capital firm located in the exotic international town of Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
International Money Center.
Money Center, exactly. So anyway, thanks for sitting down with me. Tell me a little bit about your venture capital firm.
Yeah, Character is a VC firm that invests in software startups at the seed stage. And the work that we do with startups builds off of our experience at Google Ventures, where me and one of my partners were for about 6 years, where we developed this methodology called the sprint process, or the design sprint, that we use to help early stage companies kind of answer key questions that they have about their business and de-risk what they're doing so that they hopefully will find out sooner if they're right or wrong and be able to spend more of their time on building the business, doing the stuff that really matters for them and for their customers.
Yeah, it's been fun to hear, because you just recently had a sprint.
Yeah.
Maybe a month or two ago.
Yeah.
So it was fun to hear a little bit more about the process and read the book, and it's a great read. It actually, I think the three of you struck a good chord between some storytelling and some information on how to actually do your own sprint.
Yeah, I mean, we think that stories are the best way to convey information. So we had a bunch of great stories from the companies that we had worked with over the years at Google Ventures, including some pretty big household names like Slack and Uber, One Medical Group, even some fun ones like Blue Bottle Coffee.
Yeah.
And we were able to sort of teach the process through telling the stories of those companies instead of just making it a dry, textbook style, bullet point by bullet point.
Yeah, it was very cool. Are we going to see robots at the new Trade Hotel dropping off?
I think they have them at the Aloft, actually.
Do they really?
Yeah, Aloft was one of the early customers for Relay Robotics, and I don't know if they have them there at that location. But.
Yeah, so it's fun stuff. So how did you find us? What was the catalyst?
You found me, actually.
I did. I think I was, as I'm recalling that.
Yeah. Well, I grew up in rural Wisconsin and lived in Chicago and San Francisco for a number of years before moving back here several years ago, and shortly thereafter launched Character. So we had done sort of an announcement and posted on LinkedIn, and I get this message from Pete, and it was very thoughtful. It was along the lines of, I noticed what you're doing. It seems cool. It seems interesting. Thank you for doing it here, and that sort of planted a seed. Fast forward maybe a year, I had actually injured my back and hip doing some group fitness. In an environment where I didn't have a lot of personalized coaching, a lot of attention to me in particular and what was going on with me. And I had a few months where I didn't go anywhere near a gym and was sort of feeling not great about my physical abilities, but when I was ready to focus on rebuilding my strength, I was like, what about that Pete guy? So I looked you up, and then I think I somehow made the connection that I knew a few of your clients, and so I actually reached out to them and said, hey, how do you like working with Pete? How do you like working with the team there? And everybody had really good things to say, so I came in, and I think it's been about a year and a half.
Yeah,
it's been
give
great.
it a shot.
Yeah,
it's a classic small Milwaukee. I mean, it's a beautiful city that has some size, but it still is small, and a lot of people know other folks. So, that's awesome. So how has the activations, which we started you with, a couple of activations, then we got right into training. How has the process helped? I'm leading the witness here. How has the process had an impact on your personal and professional life?
There's a super long list of benefits that we could talk about that you could Google them and find out about the health benefits and strength and all the obvious stuff. But I actually think that I've gotten the most out of this work almost at an emotional level, because I do most of my work in front of a computer or on the phone or in a conference room. And so there's something really, really nice about kind of reminding myself that I can do hard things with my body, that I can lift heavy weights and push stuff and move stuff, and I can jump and I can move quickly. And so, I think, all the other benefits are very important, but I think sort of having that routine and having that reinforcement of, my abilities as a human and not just as a professional has been really rewarding.
Yeah, one of the terms we like, and maybe I should trademark it, is, we'll trademark it right here, right now, is the corporate athlete or the inner athlete. And I think what you're describing is there's an athlete in all of us.
Yeah.
Now, you were a track guy and primarily cross country,
Yeah.
And you probably participate in some other sports as well. But there's an athlete that can get lost when we get the dream job, the dream career that we develop, we build something, and we forget about the athlete.
Yeah.
And the athlete comes along with the emotional side and the psychology.
Yeah.
They're intertwined.
Well, and that's where I think that long list of benefits starts to play in. Everything from just confidence and self-esteem to better energy regulation and increased appetite and feeling tired at the end of the day, so you can actually fall asleep quickly and get a good night of sleep, which means you're going to start the next day that much more ready to do whatever professional work it is that I'm doing. It's just really amazing, virtuous circle that I feel like strength training is sort of an underappreciated, underrated component of.
Strength training and power training are the elixir of youth.
Yeah.
If you want your executive function and your hormones and your body to function at an optimal, robust way as we age, you've got to be lifting heavy things in a beautiful, intelligent manner, not just high intensity interval training, although that's a piece of it, or cardiovascular work. All of them play, but it's the strength and power training that we focus on that is going to call out that inner athlete and that performance.
Yeah, and then you mentioned it briefly, but I think that activation is the other really key part of it for me, and something that I had never experienced before. It's just a really unique and effective type of body work, similar to massage that it is what it sounds like. It activates muscles and helps you ensure that your muscular skeletal system is kind of all working together in the way that it should. And for me, that's kind of the foundation on which we can do the strength and power work, which then becomes the foundation for which I can live my life and hopefully, be very effective in doing that.
Awesome. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you.